Hey Mindful Equine Tribe, this is the weekly recap for late May, and this is just kind of where I'm at with these horses. It's a way for me to keep track of what I'm doing and the progress that we make, and also for you guys to just see what I do, and hopefully I can give some tips and tricks about how I go about first rides, riding green horses. Here we have an older mare, and she's a Morgan, and this is maybe like ride 10 on her, I want to say, and she's had a week off. So, you can tell in this trot, even though it's far away, it's not very fluid. She's stiff in the hind left, I would say, and so what I start doing is some changes of direction. My hand is also in a wrap and a cast like splint thing. So if you see me doing something weird with my arm, like where it is right now with my right arm, that's why. It's because I'm in a splint. So I just keep doing some, big loops. I want her to not only drop her pole, but relax through her shoulders and her back and get that swinging feeling. So I do a lot of walk transitions. Today, since she's had a week off, I don't do too much canter. I want them to enjoy what I do, and I never want them to feel like we're rushing anything. Here, when you do those little leg yields on the circle, like what I'm doing now, I'm doing somewhat of a leg yield out on the circle. That's where you see her relax a little bit. There, there. And she can't hold it for very long, but she starts to relax her back, take a bigger step forward with her hind legs, and just moves a little better. And we're getting about 2 to 3 strides where right there, where she does drop. And here you can see, I call this the wooden canter because it feels like I'm riding a piece of plywood, but I really just want her to be responsive to my aids when I ask for an upward transition. At this point, she's stretching nicely in the trot for having so little rides, and I'm really happy with that. I think that this horse is really coming along nicely for the small amount that I've been riding it, and it's really exciting to see her start stretching there at the trot. Love that. All right, and here is her, I want to say like cousin or something. This is a Stio, and he is an Iberian sport horse. An Iberian sport horse, let me say that, words are hard. And I just wanted to like show what I do when I'm just starting them out, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this. It consists of changing their direction like that. Oh, and he gave me a stop, so I dropped my whip and I walked towards him. He took a little step back there, but he let me approach him very nicely. So this is maybe the 3rd time I've worked him in the round pen or led him. I don't think he's even been led. So all I want is him to respect my space. I want to have fun, so that's why I'm scratching him right now. I know he likes being scratched. And when I walk away, I do want him to follow me. So he ran off that time, so what am I going to do? Change his direction and ask him to just take a little lope around. When I ask them for a lope or a canter, I'm not going to keep them moving at that pace. I'll then ask them to trot so we can start getting those downward transitions. But I don't make them run around me like crazy. I don't think it does any good for anyone. So just a nice trot like this is perfect. And my main prerogative in this training session is when I stand up like that, like what he just let me walk towards him, or when I lean over like that a little bit, he stops, which he's doing wonderfully. I couldn't ask for a better response right there. So I kept him going. I don't think I necessarily wanted him to stop at that spot like he's doing right there again. but I just let him have it. Sometimes you have to say that's good enough for us today. And we just did that there, so I just go up to him and give him a good scratch. I didn't get him to link up or latch on this particular session, and that's all right with me because I don't need to work him for that long. He got pretty sweaty, and like he let me touch him all over and pick up his feet, and he was a good boy compared to the first time when I couldn't even get him to stop. First time I had him in the round pen, I couldn't really get him to stop and do any of this. So I'm super happy with his progress. This is only 3 sessions in, and I expect probably by the 4th or 5th one, he'll start following me around a little bit more. But he is 2 years old. We have plenty of time to get this horse started, which is the best feeling in the world. There, he just went to take a little nip out of my butt, so I just popped him with my right hand, and I went right back to what I was doing before, keeping an eye on him. That time he didn't necessarily nip at me, but he did threaten to. So I waited for him to straighten his neck, and then I put my arms over his neck like you just saw. Here again, what I'm looking for is I want him to follow me, and he did with his head and neck that time. He didn't immediately go down to start grazing. So that is, you know, believe it or not, that's progress. So here at the end, I really just wanted to have him go trot, canter, and then stop on a dime like that, which I couldn't be happier with him. This horse is going to be a lot of fun in the future. Okay, and here is Flicka. Also, her AQHA name is Jet Sunfrost. She's a 6-year-old, and I counted up, I think we've got about 15 rides on this one. And this is after a week off. She might have a little less than 10 rides. So there you just saw she just took a little nip at my foot, and I don't think I got her quick enough. But when they do that, you do just want to give them a little tap with your foot to get them out of that space. Because what I have seen in the past is a horse take a little nip like that out of your foot and then immediately go into almost a bucking rage. It's like their first sign of disrespect. So here we are walking around, and for this ride, again, I just had a week off. I'm coming back from an injury. My hand is not strong. So I just want smooth transitions. I want to see her keep her rhythm really even. Not too slow, but you know, we don't need to be racing around, especially on this uneven, undulated terrain. Beautiful square stop. She did cock her head in a little bit when I asked her to walk on, and you know, I think I probably did that transition a few more times, just asking her to halt and then walk away very straight. Here she wasn't really listening to me. There we have a great even keel trot. She is happy go lucky. I mean, this is what you want to ride. It's just a nice easy going trot, and we are going a little downhill here, and she slowed her roll. I didn't even have to ask her to do that. She just did it on her own, and I love that. My goal for these horses is when I just think, okay, we're going to start slowing down right here, I need them to respond to that. Here we come up the hill a little bit quick, and we get a little canter transition, which, you know, after having a week off, and this horse has the maturity of, you know, a 3-year-old, seriously, I need to take it slow. I need to just make sure these transitions are, you know, it's a reaction time thing at this point. When I ask them to walk, I want them to walk pretty quickly. When I ask them to halt, I want them to halt quickly. And here's where I used, she started going to the bathroom, she started letting out some manure, and so I used that moment. I didn't let her stop, but I used that and the uphill terrain right there just to bring her back to a walk. And we just had it, like, you know, as you can see now, she's just walking on a loose rein. I'm not doing much. I'm just turning her with my legs. Give her a good pat. This is what you want for a young horse. You just want them to go around the field very nice, very quiet, build their confidence. You know, I walked over the log there, no big deal. Today I didn't really go over that log very much. There she started trotting, so what did I do? I immediately brought her back to a halt, mostly off my seat in my upper thigh area, squeezing. There. I mean, this is the most beautiful, easy-going walk. This is going to be really nice one day on the trail ride, and she's going to be another horse to look for in the future. Really like her. Thanks for listening, y'all, and don't forget to wear your helmet.